Anybody who has done anything outside of the normal has walked on water in the sense of what walking on water means when it comes to faith. Welcome back, friends, family, loved ones. Yes, you. Yep, you. I'm talking to you. You looking at me. I'm looking into the camera, but I'm looking at you. I love y'all, man. Listen, we're talking about walking on water, right? And a lot of people probably say, well, we know that term, biblical term, biblical terminology, biblical situation. But I want to just break it down and then bring the reality of walking on water to you real quick. So, of course, let me start off with the biblical term. So walking on water, we get that from the aspect of Christ walking on water. The disciples in the boat, he asking Peter asking, to come out. He walks on water. He gets afraid. He starts to sink, but God pulls him up. Jesus pulls him up, and he continues to walk on water. Then he gets back in the boat. I can take you to the story. I can give you the biblical location, all that stuff. But let me explain it even the more, right? Walking on water. Anyone who has elevated in anything, entrepreneurs, people who have just jumped out there on their with their craft, you're walking on water. The importance of walking on water, the backstory of walking on water, the essence of walking on water is faith. Right? It's faith. I'm gonna give you a scenario. So let's take Kevin Hart, right? Kevin Hart has been walking on water for a very long time. Let me explain. So when he first came into the comedic field, what he did was he took what he knew. He put faith in that. He stepped out of the boat and he started to walk. Now, during your walk, there's going to be wind. There's going to be scares because you're physically walking on faith. You're physically walking on something that you've never walked on before. So you're walking on water. I hope the bells are turning and what the terminology of walking on water actually means. Anybody who has done anything outside of the normal has walked on water in the sense of what walking on water means when it comes to faith. If you've ever left your city, the city that you were raised, the city that you know 100%, or know at least 90%, you grew up in, and you go to another city, you started the process of walking on water. Because stepping outside of the boat is stepping outside of your comfort zone. Break that down. So if you're an individual out there and you are walking on water, walking in faith, you, my friend, are in a realm that a lot of people don't actually do. You stepped out the boat. You're walking on water. The great thing about walking on water is the further you go, the further your faith increases. Let me explain. Because when you first walk on water, when you first start walking on water, you start walking by faith of what you believe and what you stand on and your purpose of being. You can still see the boat. I need you to start visualizing things right now. Visualize yourself actually stepping outside of a boat and stepping onto water. Right? Stepping outside of the boat. In the beginning, you can still see the boat. But there will come a time. There will come a time you will walk so far away from that boat that there's no boats in the vicinity of your sight. And you're literally living in faith, living in the purpose of believing. But when you get to that spot, when you get to that place, guess what? You are literally in a faith realm that you've never been in before. And the deeper you go out, the more faith you have to have. Because if you don't and you lose faith, you lose focus, guess what happens? You start to drown. You start to go down. And at that point, there are no boats around. Now people will say, well, what if you can swim? Well, according to statistics, well, let me not say according to statistics, a lot of people can swim. I can swim. I'm a shark in the water. But the object of the matter is not to swim, it's to walk on water. Because more people can probably swim than think of the essence of walking on water. Walking in faith. There's a difference. There's a difference. So let me take my own situation at hand. And I realized this, and this aspect of this thing, God was dealing with me with this, because I realized that I had reached a point to where I was walking on water. I was living in faith, because it's been too many times after stepping out this boat, there was nothing I could stand on but my faith, but what I believed. First and forehand, believing in the Lord God Almighty, believing that He put inside of me the tools that I need, and He will provide those tools around me, that I will find them because of my focus. There you go. Because of my focus. Now, me being a believer, I believe your focus has to be on Him. Just like the biblical event, as long as Peter focused on God, manifested in the flesh, whom name is Jesus the Christ, he was stable while doing something that he never done before. He was walking on water. Just like myself, when God brought that thing back full circle, I realized that I was walking on water. The decisions I make, it's walking on water. Buying the equipment that I have, believing that this equipment will reach somebody somewhere to help them, walking on water. No matter if it reach 1 or 1 million or 1 billion, walking on water, because you never know who that person is that you reach. That's serious. That's deep. That's a heart for what you do and what you believe and where you stand. Walking on water. I'm hoping that the bells are ringing and you're understanding the essence of walking on water, the essence of having faith, the essence of believing and moving forward. Because we are, as people, we have trusted in our own aspect of life, that we have not actually trusted our faith, because we only trust faith so far based off our own abilities, and we don't allow God to be God. But when you allow God to be God and you to be you, you understand and you experience that He can take you so much further than you can ever imagine. Put you in rooms with people that you would have never thought. And the greatest thing about it is He has no respect of person. The essence of it is to give Him the glory. The essence of it is to give Him the praise. There's so many people who rob Him of that. That was deep. There's so many people who rob him of that. But you must, my friend, set in your mind that you're not going to rob him of that. And you're going to give him the honor and the glory and the respect. Because we so stuck in self-made. Really? Self-made. Nobody opened those doors but you. Nobody opened up your eyes but you. Okay. You say, well, I did it. Okay. Have you ever been in a situation when you were sleeping and you were woke, but you couldn't really wake up? And you wonder what was strapping you down? A lot of people have different theories on it. My theory is it wasn't that time yet. You were wrestling with that thing with your own personal strength. But until it was time for you to wake those eyes and to have movement of the activities of your limbs, you couldn't do it. But I don't want to get too deep in that. Walking on water. Having faith in what you're doing. Having faith in the fact that God is allowing and helping you and moving you through it. It's a big deal. I want you to subscribe. I want you to walk on water. I want you to hear messages like this, because this is what I'm giving. I'm going around the country giving these messages. Not in just the church. Don't put me in a box. I'm doing it in such a way that I know how to be transparent. This is my time. Me, my camera, and my mic. This is my time. I can be authentically me. I can talk about the spiritual side. I can talk about the physical side. I can talk about energy. I can talk about vibes. I can talk about spirit. Because it's me, my camera, and my mic. I have that authority. And I'm going to be authentically me. Because I've never, ever read a book about empowerment and uplifting and truth and push, and you can make it, and you can do all of this, and it does not point back to the source, which is the Bible. Every other book of whatever still reference to the Bible. The Bible doesn't reference to any of that, but that book reference to it, the Bible. So I can do that. I can be authentically me. You can judge me. That's fine. But I know I'm doing what's right by being authentically me. When I go into the school system, I understand the rules and regulations, and I'm transparent. I go into business meetings, I'm transparent. Wherever I speak, at a youth conference, at a youth retreat, I'm transparent. Because I understand parables. Aha. Another element of biblical structure. I understand parables. I understand relating it to life. That everybody can understand. That a child can understand. That an adult can understand. That a youth can understand. I understand that essence. Thank God for the gift. But you, my friend, and your gift, and your strive, walking on water, is having faith. Having faith so strong that you go so far out that you can't do nothing but walk on faith because you're walking on water. Man, I salute the divinity in you all, and the divinity in you, and you back in the back. I salute the divinity in you. And we will see you next time on ThinkSmart TV, radio, broadcast, podcast, whatever you want to call it. We'll see you next time. Peace.